That was one of the purposes of the farm, was to sell to local restaurants, and they would set the example for quality food, and people would then take up local food as a habit. And so we've struggled with various things to try to make that happen.
After retiring from the Ministry of Agriculture 25 years ago, Barbara Ebel and her husband started Nanoose Edibles Organic Farm.
I was in the policy branch, and they were always talking about marketing local food, you know, the opportunities there were on Vancouver Island.
Many of the salad greens that are picked, washed and packaged daily on the farm make their way to restaurants in Tofino and a few here in the Central Island area. However, Barbara says island farmers are struggling to make ends meet, pay salaries, and still find time to establish a local market.
My concern about that is that we're always talking about needing a boost to the economy on Vancouver Island, especially to this region. And then you look at the next statistic, and that is that we spend $5.6 billion on truck food in our stores every year here on Vancouver Island. So that's the number I'd like to change.
Lack of volume is often cited as a deterrent from buying from local producers, an obstacle Barbara believes can be overcome.
That's why I've been so keen about cooperatives, because you see them working well in other cities on Vancouver Island, so that, say, a place as big as the Empress Hotel could actually put in a weekly order, and it would pull in from all these different farmers who had agreed between themselves that they were going to make these 20 or 30 items available on a regular basis.
Nancy Gourlay of Little Qualicum Cheeseworks says about 1/3 of their products are featured on local menus, another third goes to grocery stores, and the remainder sold at the farm.
Taking on some of the bigger distributors has been helpful to us in that we're now on the restaurant order list. It's just easy for them to order our products if you are working through a local distributor.
A growing number of restaurants in the Mid-Island area are featuring locally produced food.
And I think it's nice to say, yes, Sloping Hill Farm, Echo Valley Farms. I haven't linked to their website because not everybody is actually even up in.
At the Shady Rest pub in Qualicum Beach, it was their chef who challenged the management to start buying from local food producers.
I think a lot of the time over the last 90 years we've been gotten used to it, fallen into habits, and you know, you place an order every week, you place it from the same place. And once we started challenging ourselves, where can we get these things? We found some. You know, we found some really close to home places. Our potatoes are from 8 kilometers away, and our pork is from 4 kilometers away.
However, buying local can be tough for small restaurateurs like Chameleons in Parksville.
We're trying to support our local people and try to be sort of as self-sufficient as we can here on the island. I think that's a big thing for us. Sometimes the prices are too high. We don't want to pass it on to our diners, so we have to go elsewhere. But when it's in season and the prices are good, we do definitely try to get what we can that's local. Scallops, prawns, halibut, salmon especially.
And on the price challenges, it is a challenge in that local products, because of our economies of scale, are smaller, and therefore it's a little bit more expensive. If you look at the global economy, it's a lot cheaper to get things sometimes imported from California, where they just have such different economies of scale. And for Europe, where they have subsidies. So those are the kind of competitive issues that we're up against.
Barbara and Nancy also believe social change is needed to drive up the demand for locally produced food.
I think it's really up to people to ask for it. We tell people, if you don't see it in your grocery store, ask the deli manager, get them to order it. So I think the more of us that go to restaurants and ask for local products, the more they're going to see the value in that.
Barbara would also like to see local government support, perhaps an agriculture representative like there is in the Cowichan Valley, to help push for more market share for Mid-Island producers. In Nanoose Bay, I'm Annette Lucas.